Alone and broken hearted, trying to calm the raging battles on my mind.
Hello, my name's Nelson Botton, and I fellowship in Iver Church in Iver. My testimony is I was brought up in a Christian home. From the age of 10 to 11 I was on conventions and missions, and I've been to men's meetings and I've been everywhere really, and I got married and I fell away from the Lord, and well, to be honest with you, I don't think I was ever saved. And
What do you mean by that?
well, to be honest with you, I never really changed. I was still going out with the boys, doing everything what they do, drinking and going and everything else. So I don't think I wasn't ever saved. I was never happy. I never had that glow what everyone had, and I knew I never had that.
Just a churchgoer.
Just a churchgoer. I only go now and again to church, you know, and I knew that they had something. To be honest with you, this is the truth. I thought they was all diddler. Anyway, I about 10 years ago, I went to France and I smashed a car up. I rolled it, and I had my little girl in the car at the time and my wife. And as I got the aquaplane, it dug into the side of a ditch, and as it dug in, I come out through the window because I had no safety belt on, and it flipped down the road about 5 times. And I remember waking up on the side of the verge and getting back to the car. I knew I had to get back to the car, and when I went back to getting back to the car,
So you was thrown from the car?
Thrown from the car, yeah. If I'd had my safety belt, I'd have been killed because the roof come down from the seat. And as I was going back to the car, I was praying. I didn't want to look. Please, my Lord, please. I was saying I didn't want to look in the car. And when I got close to the car, it was on its roof, and I see my wife's legs through the window, and they were moving. So I knew that she was alive. And my little girl's trainers was led down the road, one of them, and it was smothered in mud and all that on it. So I thought, please, Lord, I didn't want to look in the car. But when I did look in the car, my little girl, she was 18 months old at the time, she was surrounded by this light, and it was a dark, gloomy day. It was rain, unbelievable. There was no light. There was no light in the car. Everything was the car was writ off, and she was surrounded by this peaceful kind of light. And I remember looking at it, and I had a good get me girl out. I was just too pleased to get her out. She was alright. She wasn't crying. She had a dummy in the mouth. She was just not a scratch or mark on her or my wife. So ambulance come. I was in hospital for I don't know a few days and all that, and a week went by, and I said to my wife, I thought I'm gonna ask her what she said. I didn't want to put any words in her head like, did you see this light? In case she just said, yeah, I seen it, and then she thought I was Dinlow. So when I asked her what she saw, she said to me exactly the same thing, that it was this light, and it was peaceful, and it was all whatever. She was in the car longer than me, obviously, and I knew at that point that there was truly something, because even though I went to church for years, I really thought when you're dead, you was dead. But at that point, I knew there was something. Anyway, my wife said, listen, I think it's my granny. I said, well, listen, it might have been my granddad, and we argued like that for a bit, but we knew there was something. And years passed on, I come back, and I still really just went to church now and again, but never denied that I said I'm a Christian. And 2 years, well, just over 2 years ago, we were going to America, and I've been out all night with the boys drinking, and we were flying 8 o'clock that morning, so I didn't get back to early parts of the morning. And I was washing my face, and I was taking all my children on the plane and all that, and I was frightened. And as you do, I was washing my face. I said, Lord, protect us, Lord. I didn't hear a voice, but I felt like something say to me, why? Why should I protect you? You're not even a Christian. And that's when it hit me, and I thought, I don't know, Jesus. Maybe I'm not a Christian. I'm never changed. I'm drinking. I've never changed. So maybe I'm not a Christian. I thought, well, how can I go down to the church or to anybody who everybody knows and thinks, yes, Nelson's a Christian? I thought, well, how can I do it? So I said, Lord, if you're real, in the bathroom to myself, I asked the Lord into my life, but I truly meant it. And I know you shouldn't question God like, but I really did. And I said to him, Lord, if you're real, I ask you into my life. I know that I'm a sinner. I don't think I've ever been saved. And at that moment, and I heard people say, oh, the grass looked green and the sky looked blue. It really did. It really did. I felt different, but I didn't say anything to my wife. So we got on the plane, flew to America, And my wife booked an hotel over there because she didn't want to go with anyone at all. She just wanted just me and her and the children. Two things really. Probably she didn't want me drinking, didn't want me fighting or getting beat up, I suppose. And she didn't want to book with any travellers at all. So when we went to America, I didn't tell my wife what I'd done. And that morning when we woke up, we got to the hotel. That morning we woke up, there was Neddy Friend and Jimmy Chapman walking through the lobby. And I thought to myself, cool, that's a bit of a coincidence. I haven't really been round these men for ages, you know what I mean?
Pastors, yeah.
Two pastors, yeah. I haven't been round them men for years, but I knew who they were and what they were. So I thought that was a bit of a coincidence. And then that same night, there was a Christian convention going on in the hotel, but a gorgeous one. Even Neddy Friend and Jimmy, after I spoke to, didn't know it was going on in there. And I went to a couple of meetings in the hotel that week, and I told my wife what I'd done, and she just whatever. She thought, well, yeah, he's just the same. He's always been a Christian, and she didn't really understand what I'd done. But I came back from there, and I had been fellowshipping in Ivor Church. I don't drink no more. I don't smoke. I still sin, but listen, I don't swear. My life's completely changed.
When you say you still sin, what do you mean by that?
Well, listen, if I probably said something stupid to me little boy, like a little white lie or something like that, I don't drink anymore, I don't fight anymore, I don't do any bad things. I used to go to work, and I used to work quite hot. I don't do any of that no more. And my life's completely changed now. Even the way I get my food shopping's changed. I go down to get my food shopping with my wife. I don't go down the drink aisle anymore. It's completely done. And since I've been going to the church, my wife, she's a Christian, and my girls, they love the church, even down to my little boy. And it's the best thing that I've ever done. The only one regret that I have, that I never done it years ago. But I just want to say, anyone who is in that situation, they've been brought up in a Christian home with their mum and dad and their aunts and uncles, if you don't know Jesus, you definitely need to ask Jesus in your life truly and mean it. What stopped me for a lot of years is where I used to look at my own family, and I used to weigh up me to them and think, well, I'm just as good as you. You're doing worse things than me, so I must be a Christian. But I wasn't a Christian. You should always weigh yourself up to Jesus. That's really it. Really, that's all I've got to say. God bless us all.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
I found a lily in my valley. I found strength when